Hello and welcome to this online presentation. My name is Erwin McKenna, one of the Genesis leaders up here in Canada. And I'm excited you're watching this training today. This training is really near and dear to my heart, and I believe it's going to be a critical piece of the puzzle as you build a successful home-based business, and in this case, Genesis. If you just started, you know that there's several trainings that you need to go through. Of course, you're getting started training and some other fundamentals, but this one in particular, I've simply titled The Mindset of a Network Marketing Professional, because you're entering a space in an industry that many people don't see as an actual profession. And I want to underscore some truths, some principles, some cornerstones in this training that really will help you make the distinction between just someone who is maybe doing a hobby or doing it part-time versus someone that understands you are really a network marketing professional. So this is really how to think correctly about your home-based business and developing the mindset of a network marketing professional. So let's get started in this training without any further ado. If you have anything that could go off or buzz, turn off Skype, turn off Facebook, turn off Messenger so you're not distracted. And you'll want to definitely share this with your team and take notes, because you can revisit these truths in the future. So let's get started. Here's what you're going to learn in this training. First thing you're going to learn is the distinction between the how-to and the why-to. You're going to learn the difference between security-prone versus being freedom-driven. You're going to learn about making the daily commitment to personal development, understanding where your real motivation lies. This is something that if you don't figure it out early, it's going to always come back and haunt you, and we don't want that. Also, how to inspire others into action. We're also going to learn in this training what we really build in network marketing. What are we really building in this industry? And finally, why investing in your business is just not an option. So let's get started. Let's talk about the distinction between the why-to and the how-to. You've heard, I heard when I got started, that the why is important. Why is the why important? Well, let's contrast it with the how. Many people have heard this, and it's when the why is big enough, the facts don't count. Have you ever heard that? That means that when you figure out the bigger, broader, overarching reason of why you're building a business in the network marketing arena, the details and the facts won't matter. It won't matter that you don't have a college education. It won't matter that you grew up on the quote-unquote wrong side of the tracks. It won't matter that you don't have all of the things that you think give you the advantage. Your why is going to carry you. There's so many people that have had insurmountable challenges starting out, and they're a tremendous success today. That is because their why was big enough. What's your why? Do you even know? Have you taken time to sit down and put pen to paper, sat with your spouse, with your kids, with your upline sponsor, and shared with them your why? If you haven't, you definitely deserve to do that. I've heard this, that those who know how are usually employed by those who know why. When you look at big industry, you look at the globe and the world today, when you look at all of the contributors, whether we're talking about, the Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or the late Steve Jobs of the world, people who have made major contributions, Sam Walton and Ray Kroc and Colonel Harley Sanders and so many other great legends that have contributed their gifts and created major industries because they knew why. They knew why they were doing what they were doing. And so my question to you as we begin the training and get going here is, do you know why you are doing what you're doing? Because here's what, those names I just called, they all knew why, and that's why they employ those who know how. So what is more important, the how or the why? Not saying that the how is not important, but the why is really significant. And then I call it the X factor. Many people, they have a mental block because they're trying to figure out what their why is, and they look for X in replacement of Y. If I can only find, X and the X factor, but really, here's what, if you discover Y, if you find Y, the X will present itself. If you find your real reason why you're doing this, then all of the other details, all of the other, how to will figure itself out. So again, when the why is big enough, the facts won't count. They will present itself, but the why is the thing that's going to keep you moving. Let's talk quickly about security versus freedom. You know, at first glance, you might think security is freedom, but they're really two different things. And you know, here's the thing: when we first get started in network marketing, we get started because we want to develop what is called a plan B, and that plan B is really freedom. It's not security. And I want to pause long enough to really contrast the two because they are very, very different. You know, we're not decided to get in business for ourselves to create security. We got in business to create freedom. And here's the distinction. Security is something given to us by others, but freedom is something we create for ourselves that we give ourselves. You see, security is something that others give us, you know, a job. We heard the phrase job security. You know, people work 45 years, you know, unhappily to get a paycheck and then to retire on a third of what they can't live on today. Well, freedom is very different. Freedom is being able to create something for yourself that you give yourself as a gift. That's truly the opportunity. And so when you create freedom, you're not at the mercy of someone else. If you're just got your sights set on security, you're limited because you can only get it from someone else. You're waiting. If they don't give you the security you're looking for, you're in trouble. But freedom you can go out and create. So the distinction between security and freedom is one comes from someone else that you're waiting to have them give you, but freedom is something you can go out and create for yourself. That becomes so much more valuable. And that's what we're doing in network marketing. We're not just waiting for security for someone to give it to us if they feel like it. It's freedom that we're going out to create for ourselves. Let's talk about personal development. Personal development is near and dear to my heart. You know, over the last 10 years being in the industry and building big teams and coaching, consulting, you cannot ever build a large check, a residual income, big teams without the commitment of personal development. What is personal development? Well, it's simply this, the commitment to grow you. And here's the point. You have to grow you. You can't wait for someone else to grow you because, again, you'll be at their mercy. So are you growing yourself? Are you dedicating time every day to read, to surround yourself with positive inputs, whether it's your association or the books you read? Because really it's the same thing. When you read, you're associating with people that have written fundamental truths and left powerful clues in literature, but also the people you get around on a daily basis. For most of us, we've only been around our family and our neighbors and our friends and our in-laws, and most of them are negative. You see the image here, it's a muddy, dirty glass of water. But as you develop your commitment to personal development, it's like flooding the water or, you know, dripping a little bit of clear, clean water into the muddy water. And over time, you dilute, that's the key word, you dilute that dirt, because the dirt is our mindset. The dirt is the programming that we've had since we've been young. And personal development helps to dilute that over time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not instant, but it happens as a process. And you want to end up like that clear glass of water on the right-hand side of the screen if you are, you know, if you're present to the fact that you have some muddy mentality right now. There is hope, and you can get to that clear, pure mentality, and it's through personal development. When you build you, then you can build anything you choose. So personal development is about first building yourself. When you build yourself, you can build anything. Most people focus on the outside in, but I'm here to tell you in today's training, you need to focus on the inside out. That's where personal development really just wins, and you can win when you commit to it. 10 to 15 minutes per day, as I said, of a PMA book. What is PMA? Personal or Positive Mental Attitude book. 10 to 50 minutes a day. And I know it might be hard. Some people have never read a book and put down books since they left college. But I'm telling you, if you'll get a hold of books like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Get a hold of books like The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Get a hold of books like The Choice by Og Mandino. Get a hold of books by one of the great leaders in leadership, Mr. John C. Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within and Developing the Leaders Without. And then start associating with positive mental attitude people. Let those people come around you. They're going to stretch you and take it to the next level. So personal development, I want to ask you, are you committed to personal development? Are you doing it on a daily basis? Because if you're not, I encourage you to start your routine today. 10 to 15 minutes per day of a PMA book, and start associating with positive mental attitude people. Your upline and sponsor should be that type of person. And so I salute you if you are. All right, let's talk about where your real motivation lies. You know, look at this picture of the iceberg. It's called the iceberg principle. When you see an iceberg in the ocean, what you're really looking at is a mountain in the sea, but you don't see the base of it because it's covered by the water. All you see is the tip of the iceberg. Well, what's below is really far greater than what's above. So what's your real motivation in this business is what you really want. And positive does provide positive motivation. You know, I want to be able to retire my spouse, or be able to, you know, take my kids to Disney World, or be able to retire my parents, or be able to buy the dream home, or charity, give to the church or my mosque or my synagogue. These things are great, but you know what? What else is powerful as a deep, real motivation is what don't I want? What don't I really want? The thought of a negative can motivate us just as much, if not more. So let me say it this way. Do you know what you want? Do you know what you don't want? If you don't know what you want, okay? And finally, the thought of letting down our family, parents, children, spouses, or teams is much harder than letting ourselves down. Motivation to continue to build is really a sum total of all of these. The positive of what we want, the negative of what we don't want, but also not letting the people that are nearest and dearest to us, that we've given our word to, we don't want to let them down, because it's easy to let ourselves down, but it's hard to let those people down. So I want you to think about this as we continue in the training, what your real motivation and where it lies. It's really beneath. It's that deep emotional thought that you get when you sit and you think about why you must push through to build your business. How to inspire others. This is real exciting, because I believe that it has to do with taking action. And if you've ever thought about a firing range, ready, aim, you know, we can be ready and aim all day long, but it's not until we pull the trigger and fire that anything happens. And so how to inspire others comes with how we dream. Are you casting a vision for your future? I hope you are. Are you thinking about how you're going to live and where you're going to take your family and where you're going to be in the next 5-10 years? Because if you're not, you need to do that. It's also how we speak. Are you using language that creates instead of language that destroys? I challenge you to start speaking what you're going to create. And I'm creating today a possibility for a better life for my family. Maybe you have family back home in the old country. You want to bring them here. Maybe you just want to be able to change your zip code. Whatever it is, you can start using a language that creates. And how we act and take action. Are you the one taking action? Are you the one, or are you the one getting ready to take action? See, you can get ready to get ready, but that's just ready aim. That's just you lining up the gun in the sights, but it's not until you take action that you fire the gun. You know what this is? This is you saying, you know what, I'm tired of waddling the pack. Maybe you're in a group or a team, you're saying, it's time for me to move on. I want to rank advance. I want to get to the next level. I know I deserve to be on that stage as a brand new diamond. You know what? You do. So here's what I say to you. Go ahead and pull the trigger and break the pack. You know, as you build a culture in this great industry called network marketing, there's only two kinds of builders. There's competitors and unifiers. And see, teams compete, but what we have in a family environment is unifiers. And today I want to, you know, underscore that be a unifier, and how you unify is you take action. And taking action says that you're willing to go the distance, and you're willing to show others what you are committed to do by not staying the same, but by moving forward and transforming your life. So how you dream, how you speak, and how you take action will inspire. It will inspire others to do the same. You know, there's a statement that says the speed of the group is determined by the speed of the leader. And if you've sponsored one person, registered one person in your business, then you know what I know? That you have already started the inspiration process. You've already begun to dream, to speak, and to act, and that's impacting a life, and you should really feel proud about that. So continue to inspire through your action, because that becomes one of the greatest gifts you can give your team members. And finally, what are we really building? Network marketing. What are we really building? You see this picture of a bodybuilder, man. He looks cut, he looks ripped. I mean, he's got 8-pack abs. The reality is this, you know, we build several things. Do we build our businesses? Of course we do. Do we build our brands? Of course we do. Do we build our teams? Of course we do. Do we build our checks? Yes, we definitely want to do that. But the main thing we're building in our network marketing business as a professional is ourselves. And we're not building from the outside in, we're building from the inside out. And everything I've talked about leading up to this slide is really indicative of the strength we build inside out. There's a very famous quote I love to often tell myself, and it's this: the highest rewards for a man or woman's dedication to excellence is not what they become, it's not what they get for it, but what they become through it. What you become is greater than what you get. Yes, we want the checks, the cars, the houses, the trips, the accolades, and all the awards that we receive on stage, and we want our team members to have that too. But the greatest thing we can get is the building of ourselves from the inside out. And that comes from the principles and cornerstone truths I've talked about in this training. Finally, is should I invest in my business? Investing in your business is very, very important, because without an investment, you can't have a return. Without an investment going in, you can't have a return. And so a couple things real quick is you want to commit to being a product of the product. You want to own and use your own stuff, okay? If you owned a traditional hardware store, if you owned a traditional restaurant, if you owned any IT company, you would want to be, as the owner of that company, your own best consumer. So you want to be a product of the product. Make sure that you got your products in your house. Make sure you got your products in your car. Make sure you're a walking billboard and a testimonial for your business. That's investing in your business. Also, ensure that you attend all live, local, and online events. What you do, your team will do. This is an investment not only into yourself, but into your organization. And when you go to these events, live, local, or online, you're going to learn. You're going to get educated so that you can pass on the knowledge, education, and information to your team. You know, it's very, very important. What you do will be duplicated. So this is a form of an investment too, attending your live, local, and online events. Purchasing tools, brochures, CDs whenever available. Can't stress how important this is, because this is part of how you duplicate and create a big check and have big success, because you don't want to be the tool. You want to promote tools. So whether it's a brochure, a CD, whether it's a certain product, you want to promote the tool, because you don't want to be the tool, because you can only be in one place at one time, but the tool can be everywhere. And it's simple for people to apply. And finally, travel and support your team members at a distance. You know, I love doing this. This is one of the things that I always share when I bring in a new team member, or new team members come on board. Is I give them a challenge, say, if you get so many people started, I'll drive to your city. I'll take a train to your area. I'll even get on a plane and fly, because guess what? This is an investment into my business and into my future, to serve team members that are doing the action steps and are being committed to their business. It's an amazing way to add more return for your efforts. And this is a training in and of itself, but you must invest in your business. And again, on that slide, you have two roads. If you're at a crossroads and you're thinking, should I invest in my business? Well, you absolutely should. And here's how you know why you should invest. Because when you invest, it's either going to take you to more customers, more distributors, more cycle, and more success when you invest correctly. If you're not, it's going to take you to less customers, less distributors, and less cycling, and more stress and frustration. You want to invest in your business because it's going to save you time, energy, and money. So what you learned in this training is the distinction between the how-to and the why-to. That when the why is big enough, the facts don't count. You learned the difference between security and freedom, and that we're not here to wait for security, but we're creating freedom for our lives and for our families. You learned the importance of making a daily commitment to personal development, 10 to 15 minutes a day of a personal development book. and getting around positive mental attitude people. We talked about understanding where your real motivation lies. It's the stuff that's beneath you that you can't always see, but you know it's there, you feel it. And we talked about how to inspire others through how we dream, how we speak, and how we act, by not just be ready aim, but ready aim fire. And finally, we talked about what we really are building in network marketing, which is really ourselves. We're building our check, we're building our team, we're building our success, but we're building ourselves. That's the most valuable thing that we're building. And finally, why we invest in our business is important, because it's how you get a return. And we just talked about those various different ways. I trust that you gained value in today's training. Review it, go through it, review these things, take notes, share it with your team, because it becomes a very, very powerful source for more knowledge, more power, more information to take your leaders to the next level, because I know you truly deserve the success that's coming. And as I wrap up, I want to just share this quick story with you. A father was reading the newspaper, and his son was saying, "Daddy, Daddy, could you play with me?" And he kept insisting on having his dad play with him. And Dad was tired from a long day at work and kind of just wanted to get his son to get occupied. So he noticed that on one of the sheets of the newspaper there was a globe, picture of a globe. And what he did is he took that page and he tore it into about 35, 40 different pieces, like make a puzzle. And he says, "Little Johnny, son, just go ahead and put this globe back together, put this puzzle back together." Thinking that he'd found a way to get his son focused for maybe the next 45 minutes. He went back to doing his own thing and letting his son put the globe, these fragmented pieces of newspaper. Well, to his amazement, after literally not even 3 minutes, his son came back and said, "Daddy, Daddy, I'm finished. I'm finished. I put the globe back together." And his dad put down his glasses and was amazed. He looked at, he said, "Son, how did you put the pieces of the globe back together? I tore it into so many pieces." And the little boy turned to his father and said, "Daddy, it was easy. On the other side of the globe was a picture of a man's face. And when I put the man back together, the whole world fell into place." You see, ladies and gentlemen, when you focus on the man or the woman in the mirror, as Michael Jackson's song used to say, the whole world will fall into place. And when you focus on your mindset, when you focus on these principles and these concepts that I went through in this training, you will put your business, organization, the people in it back together, because really, so goes the man or the woman, so goes the world. So Erwin McKen for this training. I'm excited that you took time to listen. We will see you on the next training. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the Diamond stage. Bye for now.